Oh, man, this was frustrating. Very frustrating indeed to live stream on YouTube these days. Finally got my camera. I had a frustrating time getting this to work. But here I am, back on YouTube, live streaming and stuff. I just, well, hi. Let's see, say your name right. Little Strawberry Wolf. Little Strawberry Wolf. Nice to meet you. Let me tell you, I think YouTube needs to fix their system because I've been having a hard time getting my camera access on YouTube live stream. It's by far one of the most frustrating things I have to go through. It really is. It really is frustrating. It's definitely frustrating indeed. I really don't like it. They really need to fix that on YouTube. They really do need to fix that. It gets really irritating. And I have to keep on going through it every time I'm trying to. I finally got it working. Thank goodness. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm also getting ready to upload a new video really soon because there's a new trailer for the new Crash Bandicoot game coming out. I can't wait for that game to come out because I'm looking forward to that game. I really am, and it looks pretty awesome. I've already made a reaction to that trailer and stuff, and now I'm getting ready to upload it soon. So I'm getting ready to upload it. It's been a while I've been doing live stream on YouTube. I've been trying to do live streams on Twitch, but I haven't been getting many views on Twitch lately. It's been pretty boring on Twitch. Yeah. I was live streaming on Twitch, and I was doing live streams like, or I can play a game called SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. It was a pretty fun game. It was pretty awesome. I already beaten the game, and it was an awesome game. And I might do a review of it pretty soon. It depends on what you guys do and stuff. Oh, no location. Oh, Family Feud. Subscribe to Family Feud and stuff. Okay, what else we got here? Gotta upload that video. Excuse me for a second. Here it is. Okay, now it's uploading. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, hope you get some sleep, little strawberry wolf. I'll see you next time. Little strawberry wolf. That's an interesting YouTube name. Huh. Hmm. Oh man, I cannot wait to do more reptile events videos. I'm looking forward to, the next reptile show. It's going to be in South Carolina. I'm looking forward to that event. Going to give me some new reptiles from that event. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to getting some new reptiles and stuff. I am definitely looking forward to that and stuff. I just got done from my reptiles. Yeah, I already fed my bull snakes and stuff. They're good. Yes, I do have snakes in this room. And no, I'm not going to get them out because I do not want to disturb them right now. You'll probably get to see them again reptile events whenever I do a video. Just on my off day today because I've got no work right now. I'll probably go back to work tomorrow. Check out my video status. It's uploaded yet. Only 52% left. Only 50% so far. I definitely need to do more movie reviews. I haven't done a movie review in a long time. I need to do more movie reviews. That's the air conditioner making noise. All right, 75% processed. Okay. Oh, I need to crack my knuckles for that because it feels good to crack knuckles, and also it's a myth that you can get arthritis from cracking knuckles. It's a myth. It really is not true. You can get arthritis from cracking your knuckles. I know one person said to me you can get arthritis from cracking knuckles, but actually that's not true. That's actually a complete myth. I've been cracking my knuckles ever since, and I've never had any arthritis from cracking knuckles at all. I don't want to yawn on camera. Excuse me. So far, I only got 179 subscribers. It's a lot of subscribers, a lot more than I've gotten before when I started on YouTube and stuff. 179 subscribers. I'm still looking forward to getting 200. Not sure if I'll get that number. Maybe. It all depends. It all depends. Let's check my video. It's being finished processing. That's good to know. Okay, now it's online. My new video is online, where I get to react to the new trailer for Crash Bandicoot game called Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. I like the title of that game. It looks pretty cool. I got a new headset. It's a Razer Kraken. Razer Kraken. Good headset indeed. I got for my PS4. I need a new headset for my PS4 because the headset I have for my PS4 is not the greatest. I actually dropped my phone in the water. Now I have to let it soak for at least 24 hours in rice. And let me tell you, having no phone for 24 hours sucks. It really does suck. But I'll go actually work better this time. It's in the rice thing, so wait until. How long have you been acquaintance with Brad Nichols? With Brad Nichols? It's been a while. I mean, I've done videos with him before. I've done like a cameo appearance in one of his videos where I did Where the Dead Go to Die. If you haven't seen that video, that was the first time I've appeared on one of his videos for a cameo. And then I've decided to become part of his podcast. He wanted me to become part of his podcast videos for his top 10 YouTube failures and stuff. And I was glad the fact he was doing YouTube failures. He asked me if he wanted to be part of his part of his podcast for his top 10 YouTube failures, and I said yes, I want to be part of that because the reason why I want to be part of that because I want to discuss my opinions on some YouTube failures that I do not like, and that would be Angry Joe. I did not like Angry Joe. I still don't to this day. I still don't like Angry Joe. I don't think Angry Joe is a good YouTuber. I'm not a huge fan of him and don't really hate him anymore because I haven't seen videos of him that really make me not like him a lot. So, no, I never heard of Hilda before. I never actually, got around to that show. I never heard of Hilda, but I've been watching Netflix a lot. I'll definitely check out Hilda and see what it is. Maybe I'll do a review series of it. Maybe I did a review of that show and tell you my opinion about that show. It depends when I get a chance to. So, I'll check out that series when I get a chance to. I never heard of Hilda before. To see what that show is like. Thanks for sending me that recommendation, Connor Johnson. Appreciate it. I'll check out that show. I'm hoping I do another video with Brad Nichols because yes, I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. When I first watched that movie, it was by far one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was a great film, and I definitely love the world that it has and stuff. I love how it looks and everything. I like how it's set and everything. I wish our world was just like that. How it is that perspective of Scott Pilgrim's world. That was really an interesting concept for a movie. when I first saw the movie, it was a very interesting way to set a movie, and seeing these video game references in the movie and stuff, showing like a P bar above you. That's really funny at the event, and yeah, it's really interesting. That'd be really awesome if our world was just like that and stuff. If our world was just like Scott Pilgrim's, it'd be pretty cool. But I haven't watched a movie in a long time. I need to watch that movie, Scott Pilgrim's The World. That's a fun movie, indeed. Very fun movie. And it turned 10 years old. 10 years old. Wow, it's an old movie. Indeed, old movie. But still a fun movie, indeed. Still a fun movie. Fam Strider. Oh, Fam Strider. I like his channel. I do like his channel. I do like Fam Strider. His videos are pretty fun to watch. I like his videos. He's a pretty good reviewer. Indeed, I watched his list videos. He does a pretty good job of detailing, his opinions on the things he watches and all that stuff. And I do like his videos. He does a pretty good job at detailing his opinion and stuff, and that's a pretty good thing. And he always says that it's just his opinion, and that's a good thing, because when you're watching someone's reviews, you realize it's just their opinion. It's not really the thing you should go by, but if it's their opinion, it's just their opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, and this is how it is. And I have my own opinions on movies. Like, for example, you might find this shocking. I actually like Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, go ahead. Comment how crazy I am for liking that movie. Comment how much a crazy guy I am liking for that movie. Yeah, I actually like Dragon Ball Evolution. Yes, I like Dragon Ball Evolution. It's true. I'm not lying. Yeah, I like that movie. I actually like that movie. And do I love the show Dragon Ball Z? Yes. I love the show Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z, and it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I still love it to this day. Dragon Ball Z is a classic, and I love the show better than the movie. Yeah. My reptiles making a lot of noises. That's pretty cool. You did a live stream with Phantom Strider. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if Phantom Strider might do a live stream with me. It depends if he wants to or not. I have to get in contact with him if I ever do a live stream with him. To figure out how to do a live stream with Phantom Strider. Be nice. Oh. No notification from my YouTube. Every time you hear that noise, that's just a notification from my YouTube. Okay. If you ever want to check my new video that I just recently uploaded, it's called my Crash Bandicoot 4 About Time reaction. Yeah, I was very excited for that trailer. I'm a huge fan of the Crash Bandicoot franchise. I really love Crash Bandicoot. Really great series indeed. Definitely a huge fan of that series. Looking forward to the new Crash Bandicoot game to come out. All right, Johnson, I'm going to subscribe to you because if you check out your content and see what you're like. All right, Karen Johnson, I've subscribed to you, so there you go. And definitely looking forward to more Film Strider when he gets to do more videos. It depends. That's a hedgehog making noises. He's just getting water from his water bottle. Some drink. Be right back. Take this flavor. Take this flavor. Blood orange jalapeno. Yeah, the tea. That's this flavor. Blood orange jalapeno. Only at Publix. That's a very interesting flavor indeed. Very interesting flavor indeed. Blood orange jalapeno. Very interesting flavor. Oh. Dark one. Damn it. Not the greatest darts. There you go. Hit a bullseye. Oh. That's how good I am at darts. Oh, wasn't good enough. Got 11. Oh, 18. 7. Oh. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, blood orange jalapeno. Say it's pretty good. Tea, indeed. Pretty interesting flavor, indeed. You know, when I say jalapeno, I'm expecting for someone to say jalapeno on a stick. I can't do the voice right. And Jeff Dunn does for his puppet, you know, Jose Jalapeno on a Stick. I love that show. I can't wait for comedians to get back on stage when this whole COVID-19 ends and everything. I'm hoping that everybody's doing pretty well. Because everybody's having a difficult time right now. Blu-Ray Butter. Oh, good mythical morning. I'll watch this.
If you've ever wondered how Mint Mobile can be any good for just $15 a month, consider that we don't spend millions of dollars naming stadium.
Today we ask the age-old question, will it butter? Let's talk about that. Good mythical summer. My favorite thing about going to a restaurant is that I get to color on the placemats while I wait for my food. And sometimes there's even a maid. Oh, I bet you're good at that. But my second favorite thing is that certain restaurants have their very own unique butter. Signature butters get me out of bed in the morning.
Right, you got steakhouse restaurants. They often have a garlic butter. Seafood places might have a lemon herb butter. Breakfast places sometimes have a maple infused butter. But all that is pretty obvious. The restaurant business needs to step it up because there's a whole world of unexplored butters just waiting to be discovered.
And who better to explore that delicious, creamy world of unknown butters than these two butter faces? It's time for Well and Butter.
Okay, to make butter, all you really need to do is shake or churn heavy cream until the solids separate from the buttermilk. Then season it however you like, and bam, you got yourself some butter.
And it's in that seasoning step that we have infused some of the most unlikely ingredients into butter so that you do not have to.
We're going to begin with fast food because fancy butter should not be limited to just fancy restaurants. So we made a Carl Jr. run. And if you thought the fast food burger couldn't get any unhealthier, you were wrong. We have taken an entire double Western bacon cheeseburger and made it into butter. This is the double butter, Western butter, bacon butter, cheese butter, burger butter.
It kind of looks like a spam log.
Yeah, and just in case you
Spam
forgot
log.
what was in all that, there's 2 beef patties, cheese, onion rings, bacon, buns, barbecue sauce, all pureed and whipped.
And we've got 2 biscuits here just waiting to be buttered. Of course, also from Carl's Jr., a.k.a. Hardy. Oh, look at that. Slap it on there. Yeah, and then
You want your
one
own?
more for... You want me to we'll take it to the edge? Taking it to the edge!
I'm trying to do like a normal person's butter amount. Don't you feel like that's the way to figure out if things will butter? You know, you don't want to get too nuts.
Right. I actually want
You want some more butter?
I want a little bit more right now on the edge. Now I'm going to smell it right quick.
Way ahead of your brother.
I smell the barbecue sauce. Dink it and sink it. You know what? I'm taking that off. I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Too much bread.
Barbecue butter.
That is a meaty, rich butter. It's amazing how much the barbecue sauce comes through in a good way.
You might
Ooh.
think that you have eaten like a pre-digested bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know, like when
Bacon
that summer
cheese.
that I spent with that family of birds.
Yeah.
Bacon cheese.
And they would
burger.
go to
Bacon
Carl's
cheese
Jr.
Yeah,
eat a meal.
butter.
They wouldn't let you come, but then
She
they
would
would come back.
regurgitated into my mouth, and I was the biggest of the babies. There was a lot of babies around me, but they accepted me. It was a good summer. My family was not happy that I wasn't there. But I learned how to eat pureed burgers at birds that digested.
The thing is, if you didn't know what was in it and you just ate it, you'd be like, wow, this is an amazing spread.
Yeah.
What's in it? It's like, well, you don't want to know, but just enjoy it because I am enjoying it,
Yeah.
especially when I detach it from the burger that it once was.
I think the verdict is easy. Will it butter?
Yes. There are 3 kind of people in the world. People who put butter on their popcorn, people who don't put butter on their popcorn, and people who mix candy into their popcorn. Well, we got a special treat for the candy popcorn eaters because we have made Starburst Butter. Get ready for Butterburst.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and
How did those?
smell that. It just smells like, it smells very Starbursty.
And buttery at the
Wow,
same time.
that's magical. And if we were to heat that up, we could squirt it onto our movie popcorn.
If we were,
Yeah.
we did. Okay. So put your corn under there.
Oh,
Keep it.
yeah.
Okay, that's probably enough.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Wow.
Boy, it's really coming through. Very starbursty.
And the popcorn is already buttered. You didn't dink it? You
Oh,
started
Starburst butter.
Dink it. Dink it.
Wow. Oh, we actually very nice butter. indeed.
Whoa. Liquefied Starburst all over your popcorn. Yes.
That'll be
please.
delicious.
We could sell this. Can we sell this? Do we have to get Starburst permission? Oh gosh.
Yeah, pretty
No,
good.
you didn't have enough butter in that situation. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it kind of tastes like you got like a candy coated popcorn, which is a thing. Excuse me. Then like left it in the back window of your car on a 90-degree day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the best way possible.
Will it butter?
Yes.
Mm.
All right. This next butter might be my most anticipated Will It item ever. My hopes and dreams have literally never been higher. I present to you baked bean butter.
Baked bean
Okay,
butter.
Chocolate.
I was hoping for a little more.
Baked
Gotta
bean
say.
butter. Oh my god.
This
Ooh, but smell it. I
oh
mean,
man. It's a whole can of Bush's baked beans, pureed and whipped,
and give it a
folded
nice,
into the butter.
here you go. Give it a nice, satisfying.
I heard it makes noises when you cook it.
You've ruined the experience.
I feel like I need a fresh slice, like a slice that, I just broke the seal there.
And we have some cornbread to go on it. Right there.
I'm going to put it on the cornbread.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
It's thick and hearty. Make it hard.
Indeed, it'll be thick.
Okay.
This is from baked beans.
All right. Putting that right there. I'm ready, man. I'm pretty excited about this too. And sink it.
It's really good. I feel like I just got to go straight, though.
You're just gonna eat it?
That's what Daddy needed.
It made it even better?
Yeah.
I mean, typically you don't just eat butter, like you just grab a log and bite it.
Try it.
I'll eat butter.
The beans really
I
take the edge
butter.
off the butter. Because it's got it's got real butter, but it just tastes like I dip chips into that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna eat some more.
Oh wow, Rhett. And I'm a
the rest
lover
of
of
the
a
day.
good cornbread, and it's magical. I mean, it elevates the cornbread to a heavenly realm that I didn't know beans could take.
Indestructible shoes. Indestructible, it says, crafted for the battlefield. These are a pair of shoes.
Okay,
I've been there many times with beans. Don't you know sometimes when I go away for a bit and I come back and I've got this glow about me?
Yeah.
It's almost like the glow of a pregnant woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's the glow of a man.
Glow of pregnant woman. Oh my good God.
Bring them down from the mountaintop, buddy, because we're gonna have to keep this in the pantry.
No, the Tin Command beans.
Baked beans,
will it butter? Yes.
There is something so satisfying about warm, liquefied butter. It just sits there in its little saucer, begging you to dip something into it and soak up its goodness. But I will say that it's a little dull to look at. I've always thought that it could use a little color, you know? Which is why this next butter has been made with crayons. That's right.
Crayons?
Butter
What
with a
the
little
hell?
crayon shaving over the top.
Crayons?
You can see it's amazing. The butter log itself turned
Oh, my
into
Lord.
just like a brown clay.
That's interesting. Crayons.
Slap here.
Oh my God.
And since you
Crayon
mentioned
butter.
liquefied butter, that is the way we're going to be trying this.
Right.
So we melted all that down, and it turns out that when you melt crayon butter, it's not brown; it's green. This is the drawn version. It's still got some liquid, some solid crayons in there.
And that's why in both
No, use that
versions,
lobster.
we're
Use that
calling it
lobster.
drawn butter. Get it?
Oh God, use lobster.
Break into that lobster and let's dip it in some crayon butter.
I love lobster.
Oh.
I've had
You
lobster
need to tell
before.
an
It's good.
insect.
It's good.
When you do that, you know.
Ooh, that's the whole thing.
I've got a nice size piece of lobster tail there. Let's crayon it up, man. We can do a little dipping first. Oh,
That's a lot of crayon.
the good thing about this butter is you know that you've dipped it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're like, did I dip my lobster yet?
Maybe I'll have to dip it again.
Hey, Maybelline. I just named a woman Maybelline.
My friend Chuck Berry did that first.
Yeah.
I love them. Good
But
morning.
it is a woman's name. It isn't just a makeup.
Yeah.
Not just a makeup anymore. It's a woman again.
All right. Think it.
Think it.
Weirdest butter I've ever seen.
There's a taste in there. It's kind of messing up the experience for me.
Yeah, I think that's the
The
crayon.
crayon. Yeah.
Very waxy.
It's the best form I've ever eaten crayons in.
And because there is some butter in there, and there is a lobster in my mouth as well,
It's really not bad.
it's not bad.
I mean, it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste as good as butter. But it tastes so much better than I expected that I feel like it might butter.
Because of the color.
Crayon? Will it butter?
Yes.
Oh my
In
good
order
God.
to truly explore the potential of butter, we decided we needed to go back to the source. When we got there, we found a cow. And when we got to the cow, we kept going deeper, beyond the udders. And there we found the place where butter was first conceived. The cow guts.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is udder butter.
Utterly
made,
disgusting butter.
but it's made from guts.
Okay.
Including
Oh God.
lower intestine, colon, stomach, spleen, yum, 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 all the way. Boiled for safety, then pureed and whipped. And of course, for good measure, we added some other cow parts on top.
Can you
Oh,
slice it
Jesus
and then
Christ.
let's smell it? I have some toast to put on it since
The old slice and smell.
we don't want to dilute the flavors with anything besides.
It
gosh.
doesn't really stay together that well. Here, let's see if I can get a better slice here. Okay, there we go.
I mean, it's like we made cow spam and,
Oh, no.
and butter together.
Oh, I couldn't imagine the smell.
Intestinal smell.
Oh
It's so
God.
obvious that it's just been a tunnel for poop. You know what I'm saying? A poop tunnel. Why do we eat so many poop tunnels?
I'm not gonna smell it again.
Let's spread it on some bread and eat it.
Okay.
We have to answer this question, you know? You need to know whether or not you need to be making butter with cow guts. You know, and if we don't
Might be a good use of it.
spread it on some bread and eat it, you'll never know. You'll just live in ignorance. We can't have that.
Got to go to the edge with it, right? giving you a nice corner there, and I'm giving me a nice corner here, and then I'm gonna cut my Okay, Rhett.
Oh, good lord.
You know, a better name for this would be gutter.
Well, maybe it's great.
I'm sure it's not.
Gutter.
But we can't just conclude that.
I made that edge right there for you.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
where your mouth goes.
Thank you for pointing out where my mouth goes.
Mhm.
And sink it.
Oh, good lord.
No. It's bad. Oh, gosh.
I couldn't imagine the taste.
I'm chewing. Come on, don't.
Oh, Lord.
My body's saying no, man.
Let's get it down though. We're not gonna fully know how bad it is unless we swallow it.
The edge is taken off just enough to leave it right on this precipice of almost letting it. Like typically, I would just be spitting it out so fast, but
in butter form, it's a little better.
I keep tasting butter. Pull it.
It's kind of got a bone marrow-y kind of a vibe.
Good idea.
Which might help you. Not me, but it might help you.
Good idea. Yeah. Think about that. I did it.
Oh my goodness.
I won't ever do it again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Like you needed us to taste that in order to know. But the simple answer is cow guts. Will it butter?
No.
Of course it won't.
No.
Okay, if you like
it
these
won't.
butter, don't go anywhere because in Good Mythical More, we are eating butter that was made out of a Butterfinger candy bar in hopes to redeem our palate.
Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing.
You know what time it is?
Hi, my name is Magnus from Siargao Island, Philippines, and it's time to spin the wheels of mythicality.
Yeah.
That was funny. Oh, Amet's Art Dogs review. It's on here.
Hi, I'm a professional actor, and I'm getting paid to tell you about a revolutionary new product.
Arctic dogs. Hope you don't mind, but there is a simple little question I'd like to ask. What in the name of French is Arctic dogs? Here I was, minding my own business, working on other projects, and then suddenly I see at my local theater, no warning, no advertisements promoting this, just, here's an animated movie, now in theaters, come and get it. Seriously, at first glance, this looks like something you'd hear about in a Saberspark video where he'd be like, what the hell is Arctic dogs? Then something that would spontaneously get a wide release. I would lie if I said I never heard of this before. Maybe once or twice in the past where they had a trailer out or something, but I never thought much of it. Guess I have no choice now but to give it my full attention if it wants to be this prominent on the big screen. But you know what's the craziest thing about this? Even more than its sudden release? Have you seen the cast in this thing? Jeremy Renner, Heidi Klum, Angelica Houston, John Cleese, Alec Baldwin? These aren't familiar names that were popular decades ago. This is a cast you'd expect out of a DreamWorks movie, not Arctic dogs. But maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe this could turn out to be a good surprise. So now that we're checking in the Arctic Blast delivery service, will Arctic dogs be the underdogs of the year? Or should we all agree that nothing good can come out of computer-animated Arctic movies? Let's find out. The story. Speaking of Arctic dogs and underdogs, one look at this and some could expect that this is what the story is about. An underdog tale to tell kids that they can do anything no matter who they are. In actuality, there's a lot more to it, because a simple and generic plot is the least of its problems. As it centers around the main character Swifty, The foundation of the journey is immediately shattered by his hateable personality, resulting in an unengaging and unpleasant experience as the movie tries to make a jerk look like the hero that audiences should root for. It doesn't help either that there is absolutely nothing else that the writing offered other than regurgitating cliches overdone by other kids' films. Yes, it's the typical underdog story, but let's not forget the inclusion of predictability from top to bottom, breakneck speed mood shifts, and pointless romance where it almost feels like the film is deliberately making this as bland as it can be. But there's no way that's possible. The story must be doing something else to give itself its own identity, like maybe something to say and deliver a message. Well, kinda? I'm not sure because not even the feature knows what to say. It wants to present a lot of subjects for people to think about, like following your dreams, be yourself, and global warming. But the script is such an unrepairable mess that all these messages seem to be randomly cluttered and got lost along the way. But it's not just conveying messages that this has no clue on what to do. There are many attempts of what this movie thinks is called comedy, but more than half of the time, it's not even noticeable that it's trying to tell a joke because of how flat out unfunny they are.
But you're an albatross. I thought albatrosses were great flyers.
Okay, first, it's albatross sessions. Second, don't go labeling me. It's my job.
Because of all this horrible execution, this is the kind of feature that has the ability to slow down time. Despite its 90-minute running time, watching this can feel like an eternity, especially when it gets to the finale where it feels like it's taking forever to finish. I have a high tolerance for sitting through movies, but I was prepared to leave before it even concluded. With a terribly constructed story with all its recycled cliches and failed attempts at commentary and humor, I'm debating if what was done here can actually count as writing. The animation. Considering its all-star cast, I feel like there's a possibility that the budget went more onto the actors more so than on the visuals. Of course, I could be wrong, but when looking at the animation of this film, it's understandable how I could come to this conclusion. It looks cheap! And I don't mean just by the execution and the rendering, which I'll get to later, but also the work put into it feels soullessly manufactured. When looking at the designs, maybe the characters look fine on paper, but when displaying it in a 3D environment, there's just something about them that looks a bit off. Especially when the animators want to be more playful and expressive with them on the character animation, it just makes things worse and unsettling. Also, the backgrounds aren't much to look at, with the generic town set in the Antarctic, the typical villain's evil lair, and lots of snow and glaciers, because I'm sure those are easier to build on a computer than something actually interesting to look at. And yet, even with little creativity, it fails to pull any of them off convincingly. Looking past the designs, there's just something about the textures and the effects that feel more artificial. Like they don't feel immersive or able to bring you into this world because their properties don't function as they should. It's because of that why watching this feels less like a legitimate animated feature and more like a game that's 2 generations old. However, like a video game, this is the first time I've seen an animated feature that needs a patch to fix the bugs.
We hear a lot about cursed films around horror productions.
Now, these moments don't happen often, but it does occur when the animation can suddenly glitch out and expose the core issue with the visuals. This movie was very poorly rendered, which is what resulted in its low-budgeted look along with the ugly designs and the effects and textures feeling fake. The only positive I can give about this is that at least it's not the most unwatchable animation, like it's not a complete eyesore, and there have been worse out there. It's just that when the concepts are dull and the execution makes things worse, it ends up becoming inexcusably bad animation. The characters. Regardless of whoever voices the characters, whether they be a small up-and-comer or an A-list celebrity, nobody would be able to deliver a performance that could save this disaster. Maybe there are some that tried their best to make the most out of what they were given, but there are also others that you could tell that the enthusiasm for this is just not there. Considering how the script itself is a joke far greater than whatever the movie can pull off, it also translates onto the characters where they become a repulsive and highly annoying cast. The hopeless story and garbage animation are bad enough here, but these guys are the additional salt to the open wound that makes the experience a lot more torturous than it should be. I've already stated this, but one of the biggest issues of this movie is the main character, Swifty. While he is the generic protagonist that wants to make his dream come true to be the admirable top dog for the Arctic Blast delivery service, his determination and passion feels more like arrogance and stubbornness, making him an unlikable dick that shouldn't deserve to be the hero on the count of how his ego is making him stupid. His friends don't really help much either with their one-dimensional personality, like PB, the pessimistic coworker, Lemmy, who is just dumb, Magda, Swifty's tough boss, and Jade, the love interest who is smart because he's an engineer. There is also two French otters that are conspiracy theorists named Leopold and Bertha that don't appear a lot in the film, but when they do, oh god, take them away! They're too annoying to exist!
It is official! He must become one of us. Commence the initiation ceremony.
Oh, Lord.
And then there's the villain Otto Van Walrus, who highlights another serious issue with the film that I have yet to discuss. Think Swifty, the bad animation, and the stupidity that this movie calls writing is enough? Well, how about we add that this also blatantly rips off other animated films? Of course, it already shamelessly displayed how it took elements from Balto, but with the villain, he has an army of puffins that are trying to be the minions from Despicable Me, and the walrus himself is Mr. Waternoose from Monsters, Inc. There is no other way to put it. He deceives the characters, he hides an evil plan, and he's on this device that moves him around on these spider legs just like Mr. Waternoose. This movie has no shame. I don't care if they're a top dog or just a fox or whatever. This film is just full of characters that give little to no reason why I should care for them or not make me want to whack one of these morons with another one of these morons. I don't know what frustrates me more, that this movie is terrible or that I had to rearrange my plans at the last minute to devote a good amount of my time in creating something that tells you how this movie is terrible. Arctic Dogs is a disgraceful animated feature that feels exactly like its marketing. There was little to no effort put onto it, it looks completely unappealing, and its sudden addition to theaters feels like a waste of time and a waste of space, as it contains a complete train wreck that thinks is writing that results in a broken down and bland story and completely unappealing characters, along with low-quality animation that can often seem unfinished. It's a complete surprise how it managed to even get into theaters or even have such a star-studded cast in the first place. If you ask for my recommendation, no, just no. Your time is much more valuable than to give this any attention. And for the time that it wasted on mine, I am slamming this one with the Animat seal of garbage. Now, if anyone is going to release another piece of crap that they call an animated film in theaters, at least put in the effort to warn me next time.
Oh, Lord, that was funny. Man, Arctic Dogs seems like a pretty bad movie. Oh, I see Anime does his own Blu-Ray and DVD collection. Cool.
You know, for the amount of times that I have been in in front of my desk and talking to the camera, a lot of people have been asking me recently regarding one thing that has been continuously growing over the years that they have noticed that's starting to surround myself, quite literally, in fact. And what I am talking about, of course, is actually regarding my Blu-ray and DVD collection, because you could see it become bigger and bigger if you do notice the little details when I would show myself in front of the camera. In fact, you may probably notice it right now where I got it right behind me, where I have this entire row here. And I even have another collection that is on top of my computer, just right over here, actually. And ever since I did those videos based on Blu-rays and DVDs, like that's when the question really started to blow up from my fans. They really want to have an in-depth look of my collection. They want to know what kind of Blu-rays and DVDs that I do own. And I have considered it over the years, but it wasn't until recently I decided, hey, you know what? Why not just go ahead and actually make an entire video just dedicated to my collection? If this is something that you guys want, then, you know, why the fridge not try this out? And by the way, before I go and get things started to show you my collection, I would just like to say that this is as of August of 2020. And the reason I have to point out the date is because just in the way that Walt Disney views Disneyland, a Blu-ray and DVD collection is something that is never complete. As long as there are solid pieces of entertainment out there that have been enjoyable for me personally, or stuff that I feel like I want to add to my collection, then this whole collection will just never be complete. And you never know if in the future that this will either be slightly different or just massively different from before. But anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and start by looking at my collection over here. So I'm going to start things off with what is on top of my desk, and I'll begin over here with the animated films from Walt Disney Animation Studios. And as you could tell, I don't have enough room anymore to fit all of them at once, because I do have the more recent films that are just overflowing. So the best I could do is just put them over here. And also, you may notice that I actually put them in chronological order. So starting at the bottom, I begin over here with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then it just continues on where we get to more recent stuff all the way up to Frozen 2. And you may also notice as well that the grand majority of them are actually Blu-rays, with a few exceptions that are just DVDs, mainly because there are some like Fun and Fancy Free or The Black Cauldron, they don't have Blu-rays. And then there's also the other one back here, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I actually only have it on Blu-ray because for the longest time, I actually refused to get the Blu-ray version, because that one also comes with the sequel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. But then again, I guess I could reconsider and just get the Blu-ray anyways, because then again, I do have plenty of other Disney sequels as well that are packaged with the original film. Like I do have, as you can see, I also got Mulan 2, I got Kronk's New Groove, I got Milo's Return, and a few others as well. So I guess that could be in consideration for later. And also, I just want to add as well that you may notice that I don't have all of the Disney animated films. I'm not going as far as be like a full-on completionist in terms of getting literally all the features. Keep in mind, this is my personal Blu-ray and DVD collection, so that pretty much means that I wanted to get the ones that I either consider to be an essential to get as a movie collector, or the ones that I personally enjoy myself. So, of course, my personal taste does affect what I own in terms of my collection. So you're not going to see me own something like Chicken Little in my collection anytime soon. So that is just an example that you could see here of the Disney animated films I got. Oh, and also you may notice that like the front row is in the bottom, but then I also have a second row on the back here. And the way that I did that, it's not the way that the desk itself is actually built. I actually had to go and improvise a bit, and I'll just take these out of the way. And you may notice in the back, there is actually a piece of cardboard that is used as like an additional shelf to give the backside an additional boost. So I kind of had to improvise my way in order to create an extra shelf for the Blu-rays in the back end to make more room to fit DVDs and Blu-rays. So that's pretty much the Disney collection over here. And then we move on to this section, which from top to bottom this time, these are all the Studio Ghibli films. Now, technically, the only one that I don't have among this is I do have Only Yesterday. What the fridge am I talking about? It's Ocean Waves that I don't have, but I believe that one is a series, and I guess that's another one I'll get sometime later in order to get the full collection. But every single one should be here, from Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind, and then going all the way down to When Marnie Was There. And also, you may notice on the side as well, I do have a little bit of different figurines, like a bunch of Figments. I got the Cheshire Cat up there, and then I also got Jiminy Cricket. And you might be wondering as well, why is there a noticeable difference between like these gold ones and then you got like the black ones that have a circle on the side? Well, that's mainly because of who were the distributors of these Blu-rays, actually, because there was a moment back in the early 2010s, and I think also in the late 2000s as well, that Disney was the distributor for the DVDs. Well, I mean, like they've been doing it for like for a while. Like I think ever since Princess Mononoke, actually. But in terms of like the DVDs and Blu-rays, they went all the way up to 2014 or 2015 until eventually G-Kids was the one that became the new distributor. So the gold ones are from Disney, as you can tell with the Disney logo. Oops, okay, I think I poked that a little bit too hard. And then like these ones are G-Kids. But don't worry, for those of you who want to know, like if you want to make your little collection yourself, don't worry about any differences between the Disney or G-Kids ones because they're practically the same. So regardless if you get the older Disney ones or the newer G-Kids ones, there is no difference. With one exception, however, and I'm just going to say right now that if there is one version that is superior than the other, I got to say Ponyo. For some reason, the G-Kids version of Ponyo is way better than the Disney one because it actually does offer a lot more bonus features on top of the little bonuses as well that G-Kids would offer, like giving out a little manual within the Blu-ray and the DVDs where they would describe like the movie and stuff like that. And the only sacrifice that they have made is one little featurette with John Lasseter, which I don't know about you, but I feel like that is more of a benefit than a sacrifice when it comes to these kinds of bonus features. So I think that's a plus. So that's my one recommendation, is that even though they're all pretty much the same, regardless if it's Disney or G-Kids, but Ponyo, get the G-Kids one. It is way better. So with that said, I think we're pretty much good with this section. And now let's go into the right over here. And you'll notice on the front row, these are my Pixar films. And this one does not have any DVDs, so these are all my Pixar films that I do own. Of course, it's not all of them. Like you may notice, I don't have any of the Cars movies, but the rest, I definitely love them. And like I said in my top 10 Disney Blu-rays, like when it's a Pixar film, you know that they go up and beyond with the quality of their Blu-rays, not only with the quality of the movie itself, but also jam-packed with bonus features to the point that they would also put in a second disc. And this is the case with the grand majority of them, from Toy Story all the way up to Toy Story 4 as well. So whenever Pixar brings out a Blu-ray, I know that you are in for a great time. But then you would have what's on top of Pixar or what's behind Pixar, and these are all my DreamWorks films. And by the way, this is another case where it's starting to overflow a bit. I don't have room for How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, so these are all my DreamWorks films, and as you can see, this is actually a pretty solid mix of DVDs and Blu-rays. But there is also something that I do want to point out, is that even though some of them, like especially the earlier ones, are in DVD boxes, they actually do have a Blu-ray inside of them. That's mainly because this is more of a personal thing. I refuse to get the Blu-ray versions, or at least keep the Blu-ray covers of some of these DreamWorks films, mainly because they do that stupid bull crap. You know what I'm talking about, of like the simple colored background, the giant face of one of the characters, and just the title, and that's it. So that's why, here's an example. Like if I go and get something like The Road to El Dorado, for example. So as you can see, this is the DVD cover, but then I would go and open it. Hold on a sec. There we go. You'll see that I actually modified it where it's actually both. Like I got the DVD and I do have the Blu-ray of it. So it's a nice little thing that I decided to do a modification, because like, look at this cover. This is actually beautiful. I love this. However, I would like to point out though that these are not the only DVDs and Blu-rays that I have that is on top of my desk. These are the ones that you could find visibly. There is also one other area that I do have with DVDs and Blu-rays, and it is actually hidden. And the reason is because I call this specific little area the Bad Movie Dungeon. And, well, I mean, it's not really much of a dungeon because I also got some other stuff here.
The Bad Movie Dungeon.
The most that makes it an evil dungeon is because I have this Haunted Mansion decor, I guess. But yeah, this is the little area that I have that I hold what is often considered to be some of the worst movies ever made. And you'll see the little section here. These are all animated films. These are the ones that you may recall that in my reviews, I give them either 3 out of 10 or less. So I got stuff like Norm the North, Food Fight, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2.
Oh God, he's got the DVD of Where the Dead Go Die.
And also a few of them that I have yet to touch upon, but I know that they are bad, like Fly Me to the Moon 3D or Elf Bowling. The only exception, though, is Postman Pat the movie. I don't know. I think years ago I have heard this movie is bad, and that's why I put it here, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I don't know if this thing belongs in here or not, but I guess it's more of a just in case. I don't know. I never touched upon it since. And then you would see on top also, these are like the live action ones that are often considered the worst of the worst. So you got stuff that I have seen in Animat Watches, like the Banana Splits movie. I got Cats, of course. Then I also have 9 Lives. And of course, like some of the essential, like infamously known stuff like Cool Cat Saves the Kids, or Show Dogs, or Trolls 2, and Norbit, and a few others as well. And then, of course, like on the side, you may notice that I also have some of the Video Brinquito stuff. Like I got the little Panda Fighter and Ractatoing, and another one is called Gladiformers. I don't know what the fridge that's about, but I guess that's Video Brinquito's version of Transformers, I guess. They also want to go after that one as well. But then there's also this weird one that I have here, and this was something that was sent to me from What's in the Box. I did not purposely bought this, by the way. It was, I guess, a fan wanted to do like some kind of troll gift and decided to send me a hentai, which is apparently called Sailor and the 7 Balls, Return of the Balls.
Oh my God!
But yeah, I have not touched upon it since, and even to this day, I still find it kind of creepy that
I would love to see a review of that.
Still would send me this. And
please review that movie. I want to
I would
see
say
that
the grand majority
review.
of this, I did not actually go and purchase myself. In fact, I would even go as far and say that there are only a handful of these that I actually did legitimately go and buy. I think the only ones are the Banana Splits movie, the Cats Blu-ray.
The Banana
Trolls
Splits
2,
movie is
I
a
went and
fun
bought
movie. It's a
myself.
really fun movie indeed.
Food
It's a
Fight,
fun
I know that
film.
I bought for the top 10 worst films, or not top 10 worst films, but the top 10 worst DVD covers. And then anything else from this that I purchased? No, I think that's pretty much it, actually. And by the way, on a side note, I don't know why, but honestly, Food Fight is stupidly expensive. Like this DVD, no joke, goes for like $20 online. So I guess that really shows you the power of the internet.
$20?
And whenever they would be reviewing something that can often be considered very popular, then of course it would rank up the price as well. So yeah, this is just like my little corner of bad movies that normally on casual occasions I would just never go and touch upon them. If I would be in a mood to just watch a movie, well, I certainly won't be looking into this. So and by the way, you may have noticed that there are a few instances when I would actually use this little collection as kind of like a representation of bad animated films. Like I recently did it for the top 10 rides based on animated films. So often they could be pretty good as props as well. So I figured I might as well show you this. But then again, keep in mind, this is just a joke collection. This is not something that I would be committed to fully going complete. So I'm not going to be spending a lot of money just to go and get crap like Arctic Dogs or the Emoji Movie just to fill this collection up. So thought I would just show you a little thing that I do have. And then you got this section over here, which is on the other side of my desk. And this is the miscellaneous animated films. These are the ones that don't necessarily fit on top. They're not Disney, they're not Pixar, they're not DreamWorks, they're not Studio Ghibli. They pretty much fit in the rest. So this is where you would find all the other stuff, like the independent films. You would find like the Illumination films, the Blue Sky films, the Sony films, the Leica films, Don Bluth Works, and Warner Brothers, and all that kind of stuff. They all are in here. So this is my collection, and it does often get wider and wider often. But if there are any, then I would just put it here because I know I have like a whole bunch of animated films. And I don't put them in any special order. These are just alphabetical, as you can see. So it does go all the way down to the side where right at the end it goes to Yellow Submarine. It should be pretty soon that if I do get more, it will definitely fill up the whole area. And by the way, if you want, as a little bonus, you can also check out what's on top of these DVDs and Blu-rays. So this is a production cell of Ratigan on top of an autograph from John Musker and Ron Clements. And I would say in terms of animation memorabilia, this is like my most prized possession. And then next to here, you also got Nicodemus from The Secret of Nim. And this is another production cell that was used in the movie. And of course, you got my babe here, Princess Daphne, which is actually signed by Don Bluth and Gary Goldman. But this is not a production cell. This is actually a special limited edition cell in which they gave out as a reward for their Dragon's Lair movie campaign. We don't know what has happened since with that project, but hey, at least like I am satisfied that I did get something good out of this. And by the way, before I continue, I would like to make an important statement before anybody would go and write their comments that just because I don't necessarily own a specific movie in my collection, that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like the movie. Now, I know that I said before that when it comes to my collection, that a lot of it is based on my personal taste if I do enjoy these movies or not. But that doesn't necessarily mean that if I don't have this movie, then that means I hate it. And if I do have it, that doesn't necessarily mean that I love it. I just need to go and make that statement immediately because I know that there are going to be plenty of people that are going to overanalyze my collection and they're going to write down conspiracies in their comments like, Animat doesn't have that movie. Does that mean he hates it? If he reviews it, does he give it the Animat seal of garbage? And stuff like that. So I just wanted to go and prevent those comments from happening and put up that big disclaimer. Also, I want to give out a pro tip to any Blu-ray and DVD collectors out there regarding slip covers or sleeves or however you want to call it. Because I know that there are people on both sides that either collect with the sleeves or without the sleeves. And as you can tell from my collection, I actually collect them with the sleeves. Now, for those of you who don't collect the sleeves, I just want to say right now, do not throw them out. Because it really is a case of one man's trash is another one's treasure. And there are those collectors out there that are so much of a completionist that they are willing to go and actually buy some of those sleeves because they could legitimately be valuable. If you don't believe me, I actually have a great example with this Blu-ray copy of Treasure Planet. Now, the Blu-ray itself is not really that expensive. In fact, you can easily go in Walmart and you can find it in the bargain bin for like $8 or something. But this slipcover, they're no longer available. They actually have become a collector's item. And no joke, they can actually go on eBay, and I've seen them go for like $50 or even $60. And sometimes
$60?
without the DVD. It could be just the slip.
Jesus Christ, for that?
That's just a big tip to not throw them out and actually keep them on the side so that you can actually sell them. Because again, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And for those of you who do collect them with the sleeves, there is a website that can actually help you out if you're really that much of a completionist and you're willing to spend money on the sleeves to really polish your collection. Go to Blu-raysforeveryone.com. I'll leave a link in the description. And that is an entire website. They sell all different kinds of DVDs and Blu-rays, of course, of movies, or just cases alone so that you can upgrade it and switch things out so that they can hold 2, 3, or 4 discs at the same time. But most importantly, they also sell slip covers. And even if they don't have the one you want available, you can actually write them an email and you could tell them which one that you're looking for, and they'll actually go and scout them out for you, where one day they could write you an email and say that they do have it, or you could check on their website to see if they have it available. So that's one website that I highly recommend you go and check out if you're really that much of a completionist, because I know it certainly helped me out a lot in terms of completing my collection to look as complete as it actually does. So now that I covered the DVDs and Blu-rays that I got over here, it is now time that we're going to move to literally an entire cabinet filled with DVDs and Blu-rays, or at least mostly DVDs and Blu-rays, and we're going to look at them one by one, or at least one row after the other. So the first thing that we are going to look at is going to be my live action movie collection. And this is actually something that I do whenever someone first sees my DVD and Blu-ray collection. Of course, they're going to start things off by looking at what I got here on my desk with all the animated films that I have. And almost instinctively, I would tell them like immediately, my live action films are over here. So just to point out that I don't just collect cartoons and stuff. But yeah, like as you can
I won't
see,
mind
of
if you're
course,
ony
it's,
cartoon
it's not like
movies.
a whole lot of movies. It's just one row, but it's mainly the ones that I highly do enjoy, and also the ones that I do find are also kind of like essentials to own, and all that kind of stuff. But it is kind of like a mix that you can see here of just DVDs and Blu-rays. And by the way, yes, even though I am not a Funko Pop collector, I do have Funko Pops. Like the grand majority that I own are Mickey Mouses, by the way. And also, on top of the ones that...
To be honest with you guys, I don't really collect Funko Pop. I'm not really a big fan of Funko Pop figures. I just never got into it. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to collect a Funko Pop figure.
You do see over here, there's also a little section here that is literally just Muppets, or at least the works of Jim Henson. And I pretty much have, if not all, but the grand majority of them. So Of course, the Muppet ones are all Blu-rays, so going from the Muppet movie all the way down to Muppets Most Wanted. And then, of course, we also got Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal, and this little DVD that has a mix of the other Jim Henson works, like you got Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, and also Mirror Mask. So that is something that I unfortunately could not fit in all this, but eventually I would like to go and make a little section dedicated to DVDs and Blu-rays of just the works of Jim Henson, and most of them being the Muppets. Now, if we go one row down, you will find that these are all the series that I own on DVD and Blu-ray. And you're going to notice on this one that I actually have most of them on DVDs instead of Blu-rays. And by the way, speaking of Jim Henson, I also got another little row here of just Jim Henson stuff. And you will see that it's relatively small, but it's just Fraggle Rock, Dinosaurs, and Muppets. And these are the ones that are either entire seasons or they are entire series bundled up together. And I do have a little bit of a mix. A lot, like, this isn't necessarily just animated stuff. You will find that a lot of there are some that are live action, like I got Cosmos here. Technically, I do have It in here. I mean, technically, it's not really a series, but I mean, it's a television thing, so it counts in there. And is that it, honestly? Well, okay, so I do have the Weird Al show as well. Oh, and on a side note, of course, you may notice that on top, I actually do have my Tsum collection. That was something that I loved collecting recently, which was Tsums. And it is very unfortunate that Disney decided to discontinue them because they were very fun to collect. I actually do enjoy them. And of course, like, you got the main ones that are in the bottom. There's just too much to fill in this area, so the main ones got the privilege to be over here. And if I do want to go and expand my Tsum collection, if there is one that I would love to go and get, I really want to have the one of Dreamfinder and Figment. But as far as I could tell, they are stupidly expensive on eBay because they have pretty much become a rare collector's item. Oh, and I do have one more Tsum to show. Actually, it's technically two, but I do have Cabby here because it's technically a combo with Roger Rabbit and Jessica, but instead, since Roger and Jessica are here, I put in Big Al from Country Bear Jamboree because Big Al is awesome. And also, on a side note, you may notice, just like with the way I organized Disney animated films and the Pixar and the DreamWorks stuff, they're all in chronological order of their release dates from their movies, by the way. Okay, so now that we got all these done, it is time to go and move on, going down a bit to a continuation of the DVDs and Blu-rays that I got of TV shows, or in this case, just DVDs. And these ones are entirely dedicated to just Simpsons and Family Guy. And the reason why I have so many of these is because during my teen years, there was a period where I was just obsessed with The Simpsons and Family Guy, where I would watch them religiously. Like every Sunday, whenever they're on Fox, I would have to go and check out the latest episodes of The Simpsons or Family Guy, or whenever I would catch them on TV, I would have to immediately put them on. But then, of course, I did eventually stop. And this is why I don't technically have all of them. Like, as you can see with The Simpsons, I got from season 1 all the way up to season 14, and then you also got season 20 when that was released. And then you also got Family Guy. I only have just 7 volumes, I believe. No, 9 volumes, actually. So I do have a bunch of Family Guys, along with, of course, the one DVD they released of The Cleveland Show, because I did actually watch that, believe it or not. So there was that. And I mean, like, during their earlier days, when they get good, they get amazing. So that's why they really do have value and they are worth keeping. So that's why I do have such a giant collection in this area. And then there is a special little section that is actually right over here, and what you see here actually is a bunch of special editions of movies, And there are some of them that are kind of like the essentials that I do own, like some of the most important movies you got to have in anyone's collection, you know, stuff like The Wizard of Oz, you got Willy Wonka, you got Cecil B. DeMille's The Ten Commandments, and you also have Monty Python and the Holy Grail. But at the same time, this is a collection for compilation of movies.
Holy Grail.
So, of course, this is another one that you can count as an essential. Like, I got the Godfather collection, where you got Godfather 1, 2, and the one that shall not be named. You got a whole collection of different Mel Brooks movies. You got this one, which is hold on. I don't know what this is.
Yes,
I know that
get on with it.
Yes,
get on with it.
Rurouni Kenshin. So I got the trilogy of that, and then of course I got the Cornetto trilogy. But on top of that as well, if I move over Monty Python, I also do have the entire collection of Quentin Tarantino, or at least the entire collection of when this thing was released, going from Reservoir Dogs all the way up to Django Unchained. So I do have that, and this is all on Blu-ray, by the way. So this is also another major collection that I do own, because sometimes it's fun when you get the special edition stuff, because they don't just come with the movie itself, but also a lot of little bonuses, like this Monty Python and the Holy Grail. On top, you got like a bunch of little animals, and you actually got a little launcher, so you can actually flick some of the animals, like the pigs, the ducks, the sheep, and then la vache. Where pretty much now it's your turn to go fetch a la vache. All right, so I got this side done, and I'll go and move one step lower, and you'll see here this is a little bit of a variety here, where on one side, also again in my teen years, I used to collect DVDs of a bunch of comedians doing stand-up, and you'll notice that I do have a few favorites. Like I got Russell Peters, I got Robin Williams, of course, I got John Panette, Gabriel, well, just one of Gabriel Iglesias's, and I also have Chris Rock. And right in the middle, by the way, this is actually one of the Disney treasures of Disneyland. And then you got on the other side, these are the documentaries that I own. Most of them are DVDs, and you got one Blu-ray with The Never-Ending Man of Hayao Miyazaki, but these are also ones that I do love watching, especially Waking Sleeping Beauty, that I use a lot. But then, actually, give me a sec, because you may notice that on the other side, there are a lot more DVDs and Blu-rays right behind, so give me a second, I'll just move this out of the way. And this is what's behind those DVDs. And as you can tell, this is like a little compilation of DVDs and Blu-rays of everything else, basically. If it's not a TV show, if it's not a movie, then basically what we have here is kind of like a mix of just TV specials, compilations of episodes that are not technically an entire season. You got animated shorts, you got cartoons, and you got so much more. So this is just the little extra pile that just goes in here. And I know that they would make plenty of them, so I just decided to go and just put them all in just one little spot. And one more thing, like I do have another Walt Disney Treasures, by the way. It's actually right over here, and this one is the Oswald one, I believe. And well, the reason why I just want to point it out specifically, yeah, there you go. This is the Oswald one, and the reason why I want to point it out is that, like, I'm in no rush of this, but technically, I know in the future I would wish to get a lot of these Walt Disney Treasures, because so far in physical format, those are the only ones that you can get that feature cartoons of like Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and many, many more. That would be like an eventual goal that I would like to do, but I know it is going to be like a hefty investment, because nowadays they are pretty much a rare collector's item. But it is something that that is in my potential wish list. And technically, yes, they would actually go over here, because I also got like all the Looney Tunes ones, and I got some other cartoons as well. Like I got the recent Tex Avery one over here. So it would be a nice addition that I would like to have. And I do have one more little area to show you, and it's right at the bottom, so bottom in fact that it nearly touches the floor. And that is my anime section. Yes, I actually do have a little collection here of animes, as you can see here, or technically Japanese animated programming, both movies and TV shows. And I start off over here. This is my little collection of just anime series, and I do have some of the essential ones, of course, like Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, and Full Metal Alchemist. I know it's a small batch, but these are the ones that I do have, and believe it or not, every single one of the anime series was actually sent to me through What's in the Box. So I didn't pay for any of these. I just coincidentally got them. And it's a good thing that I do have like some of the most important ones as well, so that's a bonus. And then on the side, well, most of them I got on my own, and these are the Japanese animated features that are technically not Studio Ghibli. Like, if they're not from Hayao Miyazaki or anyone like that, then they all go here. And there are some mixes. Like, I do have some of the ones based on TV shows. Like, I got Pokemon, and on the side, like right at the edge, I got Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. But then the rest,
Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie wasn't really
some of the acclaimed
that good.
stuff that like a
I
lot
didn't
of
really
them, of
like
course, are
Yu-Gi-Oh! The
from
movie.
Kids that I do have. But yeah, I do have a little bit of a Japanese section here. And I mean, this is not just for the DVDs and Blu-rays. Even right behind, I do have some mangas as well. Like I got Nausicaa, I got Death Note right behind here. I got Azumanga Daioh, and then I also got like this giant book of Osamu Tezuka. It's ridiculous. Like, this thing is bigger than some of my dictionaries that I have. I don't know. It's just like I'm not used to seeing a book that is like this big and has so many pages. But there is one more thing.
There's so many pages.
As a little bonus, I have my little music collection here. These are a bunch of CDs that I do own. And in terms of music, like I'm like not necessarily really into physical copies, like to get a whole collection. This is more like a coincidence that I do have a bunch of these throughout my lifetime. So these are the ones that I do own. The only ones that I would really get out of my way to go and get are either the soundtracks for Disney films, like whether it be like the Legacy Collection, if there are some really good ones that I want to own, or if there's
Elton
like
John.
In fact, like
Classic.
if there's a Weird Al soundtrack that's released, like I am for sure getting it. In fact, that's why I also got this big thing. This is not a real. This is not a real accordion. This is actually a whole collection. This is like nearly the whole discography of Weird Al Yankovic, or at least
Really?
as of like
Interesting.
2017 or 2018. This is like the entirety of Weird Al's discography. In fact, they call it the Squeeze Box, the complete works of Weird Al. Like I remember when I first saw that that was reported online, I knew I had to go in and get it. It was a hefty investment, but I'm glad that I got this as a true Weird Al fan. And that's pretty much my entire collection of Blu-rays and DVDs. And as you could tell, I got a pretty massive collection.
Indeed you do.
As a collector myself, as someone who does admire the art of physical media, especially with DVDs and Blu-rays, I am honestly very proud of this collection that I have over here. Rather it be dedicated to just animated movies like I have around my desk, or a bunch of miscellaneous stuff like live action films, TV shows, specials, shorts, or even anime and stuff like that. So if you guys would like to know more, or if you would like to ask me regarding my collection, feel free to ask, no problem. Also, if you guys are interested in more videos like these, then let me know. I would be more than happy to show you my collection, or maybe I can make a little series out of it where maybe like once a year or something I can show.
Oh boy. When it gets to 2 hours, I'm going to get off the live streaming. Every time play this dartboard, and Pudding's like, what's that? What's that? Oof. Whoops. Whoops. Falls off all the time. Oh, come on. Well, what's up, Kiss Vinyl TV? That's a pretty interesting YouTube name. Just all I'm doing right now is just playing some darts. So I hear this noise like ding, bang, and stuff. Magnetic darts don't really stay on very well. Oh yes. Yeah, that was a month. That was over a month ago. Yeah, about my reptiles and stuff. Yeah, I definitely do remember that. That was a while ago. Yeah, my reptiles are right next to me if you want to see one and stuff. But I don't want to serve them right now. I just fed them, and they're pretty much happy where they are right now. Speaking of reptiles, I am going to South Carolina to get me some new ones. Probably get me some new ones soon, and then go with the cat. Yeah, so I'll probably get some new ones and stuff. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to go to the Repticon in South Carolina, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, the good thing, I already got my hotel booked for it, so I'm definitely going there. I'm pretty sure I still have to wear a mask to the event because we're still having cases. What kind of species? Well, I plan to get some venomous reptiles. Probably maybe a rattlesnake or maybe a copperhead or something like that. Because I plan to get me one of those in my collection. Because here in my state, I can have some venomous snakes, but the only ones I can have are native to the state, and that's it. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. His dartboard is not the greatest. I'll tell you that. It's a dartboard I won in Dave & Buster's. That's what it says. Yeah, I love going to Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is a great place to go to when you're going there for a drink or play games, win prizes and stuff. And I remember the prizes they have there. If you want to try and win a Nintendo Switch there, it's 100,000. It's 10,000 tickets for my number. I think it's 10,000 tickets. I don't know. Go over there at the chicken, see what it is. There we go. Oh, 3. There we go. These magnets are strong. Oh, relocated a 6-foot boa constrictor. Wow. 6-foot boa constrictor. Whew. Relocated one. Yeah, 6-foot. Boa constrictors are really big snakes, and I've been thinking about getting me a boa constrictor one of these days. They're really unique snakes indeed. They're really docile and one of the most popular snakes to get as in reptile collections and stuff. I've been thinking about getting me a boa constrictor. They're really unique animals. They get huge. They get big. Seeing how big they get. I mean, my biggest snake in my collection right now is Spartacus. He's the biggest snake I have in my collection. He's 8 feet long. He's the biggest snake in my collection. And I don't have any boas, but I do have one python, which is a blood python. I have a blood python. That's what I have. It always falls off. There we go. There we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So the boa constrictor tried to eat someone's cat? Woo! Ooh, that's not good. Try to eat someone's cat. Ooh. All right, see you later, Kiss Final TV. Hope to see you again next time. You're welcome, Connor Johnson. Welcome, Connor Johnson. Yes, so subscribe to your channel and stuff. Yeah, I think Disney is doing an incredible job and stuff. But I think Disney should really think their decisions better because I think the decision of putting Milan 2020 on just Disney Plus was not a really smart decision. I think they should just wait until theaters to open back up when they were going to release that movie and stuff. They should have just wait to theaters open back up when they were going to release the new Milan movie and stuff. Cause I've been looking forward to the new Milan movie and see what it's like and try to see what it's like in theaters and stuff. But hearing the fact it's going to be on Disney Plus just really didn't really excite me very well. And hearing that news was just, not good. Now, I don't hate Disney Plus. It's just there's not much interesting stuff on Disney Plus. That's why I don't really have it on my, I don't have it on my TV and stuff. I mean, there's Mandalorian. I'll give it that. Mandalorian is a good show. I've watched that series, and that series is a pretty good series indeed. And I do like Disney. They're a good company. They're a very good company indeed. But I heard their newest movie called Artemis Fowl didn't do well. Their Artemis Fowl movie didn't do well. From what I noticed, I heard it got a lot of bad reviews. From my experience, a lot of bad reviews according to critics and stuff. I've read the Artemis Fowl books. I think I've read the winter one, I believe. It's been a long time reading those books. From what I remember and stuff. I used to like the Artemis Fowl books when I was a kid. I used to read them every time they came out. There we go. The Artemis Fowl book is a really good book. Indeed, it's a really good book. These magnets are very strong. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Ay, ay, ay. Ugh. I really hate this chair. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh. Why is it 64? There we go. Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh. It doesn't stick. Whoops. Oh, come on. Whoops. Ah. Why won't you stay on? There we go, finally. Okay, guys, I'm fixing to get off the live stream. I'll see you guys next time. And guys, alright, thanks for watching. Check out my channel if you want to. See you guys later. Bye.